got a friend in the house today, and he's an HSC expert. He's going to be giving us some 11 security tips that you can actually observe in the workplace to be safe in 2020. Don't go away. I'm going to be right back. .9 FM, 7:24 minutes to the hour of 8, and of course we've got a guest here in the studios. My brother from another mother, Victor Akpan, will be talking with our star guest this evening, and I'll be talking about some security tips that you need to know in the place of work. Well, Victor, over to you.
Hello, good evening everyone there, and welcome to Radio Bazaar. It's the best sales program on radio, and with me this evening is a young man. His name is Olatuja Gabriel-Wealth. He's actually a certified occupational health and safety manager. And this evening he's going to be talking to us about workplace safety tips. Mr. Gabriel, good evening. You're welcome to the program.
Good evening, listeners.
Okay.
Yes, my name is Olatuja Gabriel. I'm a certified health and safety manager, and I also have experience in occupational health and safety management. Yeah, this evening I want to give you some tips on workplace safety. Workplace safety. So when you are at work, you must be safety conscious, because everywhere you are, there are hazards everywhere. So when I say safety, what do I mean by safety? What do I mean by hazard? Let me quickly give you a layman explanation of that. Safety means absolute or relative freedom from danger, risk, threat, or harm that may result to injury or loss to personnel or property, whether caused deliberately or by accident. And some of the safety hazards in your workplace include working at height. For example, maybe your job deals with working at height. You have to climb a height for you to work. You have to be safety conscious, because Bureau of Labor Statistics in 2014 in their data, they show that 14% of death or of death are caused by fall. Those are the people that fall from a height. So the fatality is very high. And also when you are at work, you must be conscious of housekeeping. You must keep your house in order, your office in order, so that there will not be anything that can cause tripping or falling or sliding anywhere. You are dealing with electrical appliances. You must be very careful, because all these things can cause fire explosion, and these are hazards in your work environment. You deal with chemical, or you work in the chemical industry, you must be careful, because some of these chemicals are corrosive. Also, there are many other safety hazards. Now, the tips for safety, for you to stay safe at work: you must be able to identify and note particular hazards that are peculiar to your work. For example, I just mentioned a chemical hazard. Maybe you work in a chemical environment, or you work in an industry where they deal with chemical, or you are even in an hospital. You have exposure to a lot of hazards, a lot of microbials. So you must protect yourself, because these are very harmful to your health. Number 2, you have to reduce workplace stress. You must reduce workplace stress. Workplace stress might be caused by maybe long hour at work, heavy workload, a job insecurity. Maybe you are thinking of, you might lose your job today, tomorrow, and things like that, because of the situation of the country. So that also can cause stress. Or you are having a dispute at work, that also can cause stress. You must be able to manage this very well, because it can also pose risk on your health. Another one is you have to take regular break while you're working. You need rest. So rest is very important. You take regular break, and also avoid stooping or twisting when you are working. You have to take into cognizance what is called ergonomics. Explain to me, that grammar is kind of big. Ergonomics. What do you mean by ergonomics? Ergonomics deal with it simply means the way you sit down when you are working. For example, are you talking about posture? Yes, your posture while seated. Yes, while you are working is very important. While at work. Yes, while at work. The posture of the way I sit while at work. Yes, it's very important, because you have to sit such that your back is straight and your legs are sitting right, then your feet is going down straight at angle 90. So if you don't sit right at that position, you might have what is called musculoskeletal disorder, which may result into joint pain, body pain, and what is also called sitting disease. So that also is peculiar to that, because when you sit down for a very long time, your muscle is causing, there is a lot of stress in your muscle. Take a regular break when you are walking and stroll around and come back to your seat. That is also very important. Use mechanical aids whenever possible. Instead of using your hand to carry a heavy load, use wheelbarrow, forklift, a conveyor belt, crane to convey heavy loads, instead of use your hand to carry it, because it can affect you, it can affect your back, it can affect your joints as well.
Okay, quickly, I just want to understand the word or the slogan "safety first." Is it peculiar to everybody at work?
Yes, safety
Even
first.
those that, in quotes, are not actually exposed to the dangers of what you've mentioned thus far.
Okay, as I just said, everywhere you are, there is one or two hazard. Wherever you find yourself, there is hazard there. So safety first, you have to take cognizance of your of safety, and it has gone to the level of it's not only safety, because after safety, when you say safety first, what comes second is also safety. So you have to be safety conscious always. That is why some organizations have changed their own slogan to safety always instead of safety first, because some people will say safety first, they fasten their belt, and after that they just remove it. Safety first. You have to be cognizant of your take cognizance of your safety always.
Okay, here's another question, and I'm just conscious the importance of safety in regards to working place environment. Who is responsible for the safety duty in a workplace?
Okay, let me say that as a person in your workplace, you are responsible for your safety first. You are responsible for your safety first. For example, maybe there is an incident, or there is a near miss, or something that is about to happen, and you are the first person to take yourself out of that premises first. So then it's the responsibility of the employer or project manager to put in place safety measure, such that everybody in the workplace, employees and every other person, even your clients, everybody must be safe in that workplace at any time.
Are they living up to that expectation? Now I'm just puzzled, because last 2 weeks we had a fire incident broke out at a place, I don't want to mention the name, and I knew of somebody that was interacting with me, and she said she got a friend that lost 3 shops in the same building. Now what was going through my mind was that it took time. Now between the incident, there was actually 3 buildings, and the person had 3 shops in the 3 building. Now for fire to have been able to consume all that was there, it took time. Now 2 things I was worried about. Now, what was the safety awareness in respect of workplace ethics to people working in that environment? 2, how serious is the importance of safety to employers in respect to work safety?
See, the importance of safety to employers, there's nothing I can use to emphasize it, because in fact labor union at international level, they enforce this, that every employer.
Let's bring it to Nigeria, because we are actually here. I'm just worried, because I have seen people that had workplace accidents. Some of them were actually abandoned, some of them said they were not compensated and all that. That was why I want to know the importance of safety in regards to people working in an organization, company, or whatever. How is that emphasis carried in respect to people working? Is there a consciousness of people knowing that if I'm working in a place and then there is a fire outbreak or an incident, I lose my hand, I lose my leg or something, is there a compensation, or is there a measure in place to safeguard people from having these accidents in the first place?
I think if I understand what Victor is saying right now, you're talking about compensation after an eventuality. Well, I think that's a lot of things comes to play when it comes to that. I'm looking at insurance, for example.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at how safety conscious is that environment, that workplace itself, because it's one thing to be safety conscious, it's another thing to have insured your people, both their lives and their property. You understand? So if they are not insured, you understand, there's no, an agency officer can't take the place of an insurance package.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Hand in hand.
So even if even if they are so safety conscious, but they fail to insure themselves, they have not mitigated their risk.
Yeah.
So one of the best ways to mitigate it is to insure yourself.
Yeah, you insure
against
yourself.
eventualities.
Yeah.
So insurance can never take the place. Agency can take the place of insurance. Yeah. And same time, insurance cannot take the insurance. There are some insurance companies that they won't even insure you except they are sure that there's an agency policy in place.
Yeah.
That can actually stem the tide of an eventuality.
Yeah.
Now that reminds me, I was speaking to somebody that is actually running an insurance company, and he says beside their building there was a fire outbreak in another building, and it was about invading their own building. They had to pull out their safety equipment to arrest that fire incident from
so that
encroaching into their own property.
Yeah.
Now that's what I'm saying. How important is this measure? Because I know there are workplace you go and then you see fire extinguishers that are actually empty. Some of them they were used and they were not refilled. Some of them actually they've not gone for service and all that. How important is safety to the workplace in respect of every employer coming to work, having a child at home that is expecting that the father comes back, he says, "Daddy, welcome," or the mom. What is the awareness that somebody can come to work and then go back without having any damage to him or her in the workplace?
The importance of safety in workplace cannot be undermined, because it's very important for every employer to ensure safety in their workplace. But in Nigeria, a lot of people, even some educated people, they don't take safety serious. Even I know some engineers that don't take safety serious. They don't put on their personal protective equipment while they are going to work, even at work.
I think
so. A lot of people we don't.
Well,
why is
well?
that?
Well, I think I'd like to stand in the defense of some HSC officials, because I've been to quite a number of places in Nigeria, particularly in Lagos here, in the Ogba Lagos here. Some manufacturers of drinks here. Before you are allowed into their gates, they will take you to a special room for induction.
Yeah,
they will give you all the health and safety tips that you need to have before you access their premises. That's one. Secondly, I've been to quite a number of places on the island too. I got there very early in the morning. I'm talking about like around 7:38 in the AM, and I saw them do some safety drills, fire drills. And once the alarm goes off, they all run out. I was afraid that when they went to like just a drill, it's a regular to keep them, to prepare them for such eventualities. That once it happens, the things to do.
In case
so they are quite conscious. Quite a number of companies are quite conscious about safety today. But more importantly to me, I see safety from two dimensions. One's on this third dimension that we are, but another one is internal. And it talks about how you perceive things, of which nobody knows the thoughts of your heart. Nobody knows. Like I saw some people today while coming down to the studios. A lady on the wheel fiddling with her phone, another guy too, and of course they were just right ahead of each other. The guy was using his phone and the other lady was using. They had their seat belts on, but while driving, their faces were not on the screen. It was on their phone. And yet they kept moving. Such things. No HSC manager will tell you that come. They say you don't say fast buckle up, but they will not tell you don't use you ought to know that you don't use your phone while driving. If you move your face away for like 5 seconds, something drastic can happen. So you need to know. So people need to be conscious of safety while driving, while at home, while at work. Everywhere. Safety at all times.
Everywhere.
But then, like I said, like you also like it can't be overemphasized.
Now, what's the measure of safety put in place in home and workplace to preserve eventuality from happening? Especially in this part of the world where we actually have this nonchalant approach of people not being security or safety conscious, forced to themselves.
Yeah. So, for example, the owner of his facility is supposed to put some safety measures there. For example, as simple as fire extinguisher in your facility. You don't have that. It means you are not. You don't care about the people's life or the people's lives. So, fire extinguishers and other safety equipment, you have to put that. Even that in your house is very important, because little fire can send the whole facility ablaze. So as simple as fire extinguisher is very important. Put it in your facility, then have a normal escape route in your facility, such that if there's any eventuality, people can have an escape route and escape.
Which is an alternative route
Yes,
the conventional
mortality,
ones. Okay.
yes, from the main route.
Now, I want to know the measure of awareness put in place, because I'm saying that from the story I heard. I heard that a lady that had a house girl, she's about 11 years old or thereabouts. She was explicitly told that she shouldn't open the door for anybody under no circumstance. And there was a fire outbreak in that compound, and people were knocking the door and trying to help the girl inside, and she said that the madam said that she shouldn't open the door under. I want to know the awareness,
that is an extreme case, because if you ask me, an 11-year-old girl is a minor.
Yeah.
So our ability to decipher what our boss was actually saying, you understand, is kind of skewed. She can't really process the information right.
Now I'm looking at from the adults putting that embargo. Now, shouldn't she have evaluated the possibility of this risk before asking that girl not to open the door for anybody?
It's not everybody that has this knowledge of safety we're talking about. That's why we are here on air, and I believe if we have this opportunity to continue to emphasize this, such that people will know the importance of safety. It's not everybody. It's not all CEO. It's not most of those owners of hotels. Many of them don't know all these things. Let me even ask of the people that know or that have this knowledge to educate them, to enlighten them.
Beyond that, I think we owe it to ourselves to educate ourselves. We need to look up security measures online. Now, let me ask you, Victor. You've been buying shirts for quite a number of time now. How many times have you bothered to dry clean your shirts before wearing it? I mean, the brand new shirts that you bought, the new shirts. Before putting it on, have you ever thought to yourself, okay, this shirt has gone through a lot, several hands, through packaging and everything like that. Okay, let me dry clean it first before I put this shirt on. Have you ever thought about it?
No.
Most people just remove it from the pack and say it's because it's new and they wear it straight. No.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll be shocked when you wash it, what you see sometimes.
Yeah.
These are easy things. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day right now. Quite a number of people will go to some places, they'll eat, and some people will be careless enough to do some nasty. The question is, think about your safety, your health, your tomorrow.
Yeah.
If anything will jeopardize the possibilities that you have ahead of you, I beg, just walk away from it. It's just that simple.
Now there is actually a concern that has been like a burden to me, especially in rural environments where the awareness is like zero over nothing. What we experience is that people keep their lights on, appliances on when they are out, and I think appliances and lights should be put off.
Yes, when they are going out.
Yes. So how important or how dangerous is it to leave appliances and lights on while you're away?
One man once told me worry that it's a form of defense in worry that even if you are traveling, you better leave your lights on so that you think there's somebody at home, so that they don't boggle you. I once heard this, and why I was serious about it. He said that they don't even tell their neighbors that they won't be around.
Wow.
You leave his lights on. Sometimes the radio will be playing, and so you give the neighbor feeling as like there's somebody listening to radio here. So, and as a result, nobody will want to go close to that place to think of radio or of boggling the house.
Isn't that a wrong notion?
It's very wrong. It is very wrong.
But that's the reality.
Because a fast pack can just get the house
gutted down,
bring it down,
and set it ablaze.
Yeah.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, you're still on to Radio Bazaar on Top Radio 90.9 FM. I want to believe that Gabriel is true with the 11 tips. Are you?
Yes, I'm true, but I want to also say this to the organizations that they must be proactive in their approach, in their safety approach, because some organizations they are reactive. Is after something has happened, because they will now be running here and there and try to solve the problem. Be proactive. Don't allow it to happen. Preventive measure is very important, and you can do this by training the people and training regularly. Train the people on about safety.
Periodic training.
Yes, periodic training regularly is very important. Okay. Also enforce the use of PPE. That is personal protective equipment. It's very important. I know somebody. There was a time that we were working on a project. We wanted to climb a 3-story building to install a solar panel, and the engineer was telling me that let's climb. I said I cannot follow you. He said I've been doing this for over 60 years and nothing has happened. I said if you cannot provide, or if we cannot get safety equipment, which is fall arrest equipment here, I will not follow you there. So it's very important. A lot of things happen like that. For example, you are on bike, and instead of you to use your helmet, you are not using it,
which has been outlawed now.
Yes, Yes. However, in some part of Lagos, they are still buy.
Okay, now quickly before we let you leave, there's a question that just flashed through my mind now. Does the government has a role to play in all this? Because the last time I checked, one of the major duties of the government is protection of lives and properties, and this is actually safety, if I'm not mistaken. So do they have a role to play in all of this?
Yes, it's very important for government to come in, because
is this through agencies, organization, or are there laws, are there stiff laws that safeguard against safety incidents like this?
There are laws. Actually, there are laws
being implemented. I don't mean on paper.
Yes, there are laws on paper, but the enforcement is the problem that we're having in this country. In fact, it's not only about safety.
Sometimes I think as citizens, so we need to be responsible enough to comply without necessarily being
enforced. Nobody should force you.
Compliance should be a thing of it should be individualistic.
Yeah,
we should take it as a personal project. For example, I've seen
that is called safety culture.
I have seen organizations that on the stairwell you tell that you must hold the railings. That I don't want to mention names. There are some oil and gas places that when you get there, you must hold the railings while you're walking.
Yeah,
you can't just walk anyhow.
Yeah,
on the stairs. It's a common question, but you must hold the railings while walking.
Yeah,
if you are driving, your two hands must be on the wheel.
Yeah,
on the steering. So you need to know all of these things. So it's a responsibility to us individuals. It's one thing for an organization to have it in their handbook and they flash it in your eyes and everything, but it's also you must also be able to you must discipline yourself enough to comply, whether somebody's watching you or not, to comply with these rules.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for coming around, Gabriel Olatuja and HSCS Spot on Radio Bazaar today. It's been nice having you. We look forward to seeing you some other time on Radio Bazaar. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.